What's up, everybody? So, something kind of fun happened at the LGS over the weekend. I just was like walking in just to play some Commander and Commander games in Las Vegas, and yeah, it just seemed like a typical day at the game store. Like there was a good amount of people there playing it. It looked like I wasn't gonna have a problem just like jumping into like a 3-man pod and start to get going. So I did some business with the store owner. Got picked up a great henge, picked up a fable, picked up a halfling. Nothing like too crazy, just some like solid cards that I need for making like my additional Meria deck. So I was pretty excited about my pickups. So I just like sat down, I bought a couple packs, and I was just like trying to chilling, and they were wrapping up a game, and the people there invited me to just, jump on right in, and I was like, oh, right on. And we got to playing, and I didn't know at this time, but it was like a cEDH tournament. So they were doing it was like, it wasn't like so serious. It was just like a $5 buy-in, but everybody was like bringing in like all their sick stuff, like, and then these decks weren't messing around. I think there was a Kinnan player. There was what did they call it? It was like a Sisse commander. There was also that 5-mana red commander that's 3 mana cost. I don't know what it's called, but it makes like warrior tokens. That one's pretty brutal too, to be honest. So yeah, I stepped in, and I got absolutely trashed. I'll be honest, like I thought my decks were halfway decent, but these decks were so fast. Some of these openings, like turn 1, turn 2 openings, were just like incredible. All the fast mana was there, like Mana Vault, Grim Monolith, Mana Crypt, all like the different kind of fast mana for like the Moxes. It was just wild. It was just a wild experience. But I will be happy to report that I did take a game. My girl, baby, she definitely did. It was sick, man. Like, it was not so serious. Like the first game, I guess, was like the game that mattered, but everyone's kept playing, and they allowed me to change decks too, because they say, "Oh, just go, give money to Gary and get into the tournament." So I was like, "All right, that's fine." So yeah, I got in, and got in for a couple rounds, and it was fantastic. And I'm happy to say that the Meria, she did her thing. Like, she's fast, and I that bodes well, I think, for her too. Like, if I ever did want to go down a competitive route, I feel like this thing can start moving. It's definitely got some legs on it. So the Meria Dragons deck was fantastic. Yeah, we had some really nice, just kind of Birds of Paradise openings into like a turn 2 Meria. Tyrant's Familiar came along and started eating up creatures on the opponent's battlefield, and then I got into a tooth and nail, and that was my win con. I had my Hellkite Charger, and I already had an old Gnawbone on the battlefield, and basically achieved the infinite combat steps. So that was fantastic. I didn't get any pickups for this. I mean, playing in something like that, I got to starting to trade, because it's exciting. Like, it's a little more high stakes. It gets the juices pumping. There's no doubt. Just the speed overall is very exciting. So yeah, I really enjoyed it very much. Is there anything that I can take away from the deck in particular? I think I just makes a few little minor changes with Meria. Like, I think if I just wanted to really get this up to speed, I think there's a couple Moxes that you could probably add in. But Meria, she does well with little mana artifacts. I guess pretty much the last thing I would probably just consider at this time to make this a little more competitive would be adding an Ancient Tomb and a Mana Crypt. I think maybe that, and maybe even a Jeweled Lotus. Just I think that maybe be it, though. I don't know, I'd have to explore it, but like just in terms of like a general sense, I think that would probably be sufficient for this deck. It plays like a lot of colorless spells, so it would definitely benefit from like Mana Crypt and Ancient Tomb, and perhaps a Jeweled Lotus too to get maybe Accelerate Meria, like a turn 1 Meria would be kind of nice as well. So that's kind of what we're looking at. I mean, I think like one of the things that this deck either is kind of lacking in is still card draw and removal. So, that's kind of like something to consider. I already have added the Garrick's Uprising here. I also did put like a Minion of the Mighty in. I don't know if that's kind of like exactly what we're looking for. I don't see like it would hurt. And I definitely want to give it a try. So, I could even foresee like, instead of a Minion of the Mighty, like, if I wanted to be more competitive with this deck, I could definitely foresee, finding a Mana Crypt over something like this, but it is a dragon deck and it is dragon tribal, so it must be good. So, even like, let's just imagine like we're, pulling 7 cards here. Let's see kind of what it looks like on curve. It's kind of always interesting kind of just look at these things and, get an idea what we're looking here. So, I mean, Minion of the Mighty, there's no dragons in hand, I would be drawing a dragon. So that's kind of interesting. The commander play is actually very interesting here too, to be honest with you. Because this could basically reach Meria up to that criteria 6 power. So actually a very interesting Minion of the Mighty hand here. I'm just kind of curious to see how this would play out, actually. So if you just kind of stick with me here for a second, I'll just kind of see how this would play, because I'm just very curious. Yeah, so let's see, we would be able to play Mountain on turn 1 here. And we would get into the minion. I think we could probably lead. Would we have to lead with a minion? Probably not. Because it has to attack. So I suppose it's fine. So just get that out on turn 1. I think that's fine. So we draw this for turn. On turn 2, we'd be able to lead out with the Rabbit Battery and the Commander Plate, which would be very nice. And then we go ahead and draw for turn. It's a mountain. So then Meria would come out this turn. I suppose this is when like a Mana Crypt would be very good, right? So I think you're just cutting lands for these fast mana cards, it seems. So like for instance, if we had a Mana Crypt, we'd just be able to connect the Commander Plate. We'd be able to swing with Meria and we'd have an Ancient Bronze Dragon. That would probably be able to get into like maybe a lethal board state pretty soon. So that's very interesting, huh? How interesting is right. So it's a couple things to consider, I guess, like if we did want to get a little bit more competitive, like we could see like kind of the routes. Minion of the Mighty seems very good here. Seems very good. It seems very good to cheat this thing out. Woo! So, yeah, that would be kind of cool. So we're not hating on that card. Not at all. So Meria, she did it, man. It was fantastic. Yeah, this was the card. This was the key card here, was the Tyrant Familiar. This thing just, yeah, the Tooth and Nail was fantastic in that game. No one had a response for it. Yeah, it was great. Draco Seth, that's cool. Where are the serious dragon guy here? It's funny, like they're like, oh god, these dragons we're just gonna get beaten down by these dragons. It's like, yes you will. Yes you are, my friend. Where's my guy? Where's my guy? I must show you this card. Obviously I've shown it like a million times, but it just kind of never gets old really for me. Terror of the Peaks. There it is. There it is. The Tyrant Familiar, the 7 mana, flying haste. As long as you control your commander, it gets 2/2 and has whenever Tyrant Familiar attacks, deals 7 damage to target creature. defending player, there was a mono green player, and I think they're about to go off, and I had played this, you know, on a very reasonable rate, and we dealt with that threat, and I think it was a Yargroth or Yadrock or something, like, I don't know. It was a big green combo piece, and Yarrock. It's not the Abzan one. It's just like the mono green one where, like, if a non-token creature dies, it comes back and becomes like a forest or something. So I'm not sure they would have even been able to combo off, but with that card. But it was fine. It did its job. So I was very pleased overall. So there is that. What else? What else is happening here? I don't know, man. So let's see here. That was Meria. What else did we do while we were at the LGS? We picked up some other key pieces for making our Meria Reanimator deck, so that's kind of nice. And we did get to play Greasefang. Greasefang did play a bit slow. I think it needs a Putrid Imp. I think we need another form of artifact selection. I think this is kind of like probably my most, it's a good deck. It's just like a nice budgety deck. So there's nothing really too crazy in here, but yeah, Grief seems pretty good, I guess. Like, seems all right. You know, we have haste in the vehicles already, so I guess the Lightning Greaves is there for protection, but, you know, apart from that, I don't really know. Like, it doesn't really accelerate us too much, you know. If we did want to get a little more competitive with this deck, I suppose. So, and the vehicles, once they get cooking, they kind of do all the work, to be honest with you. They really do a lot of work. Mask of Memory, I think it does need like a little more support. I don't think I play enough one-drop creatures for this, to be honest, the Mask of Memory. So I think like a Putrid Imp is definitely required. I think we could probably lose some of like maybe the Lightning Greaves and perhaps some of the two-man artifact vehicles that maybe yeah, I did notice like maybe an abundance of too many two-man artifacts. So I did notice that when I was playing this deck the other day. So we're definitely gonna find like a Putrid Imp, and let's see if there's any other like kind of things we could probably get into here with this deck at this moment. I mean, it could probably just use like I said, the Putrid Imp would probably be a nice upgrade for it. That would help it a lot, I think. I don't know, like, if we want to add anything like, I still don't know about like Jeweled Lotuses for 3-mana commanders. I mean, I understand the appeal of like a turn 1 commander. It does make sense. So it's always something to consider, I guess, but I think Bankbuster's fine. That's just kind of like a nice value engine. Oh man, but these cEDH decks, man, Jesus, they're just absolutely nightmares, man. Nightmares to play against. They're so fast. These the mana card draw there is, and you know, you can see why Ristic Study is such like an important card. Just the fact that you can put cards in your hand, you can like get access to all these free spells. Just the more gas you have in hand, just the better you're off, right? Yeah, Smuggler's Copter definitely requires like more creatures. Same with like Mask of Memory. So definitely want to find like a Putrid Imp. Do we want Skull Clamp? Like, I think so. Yes. There's a Stinkwood Imp. Maybe we could get rid of the Plow, the Colossal Plow, because it doesn't even really accrue very well with just Greasefang. It's like a crew 6, so I could just totally see us getting rid of that like immediately. So let me find the Colossal Plow and just get it out. Probably the Lightning Greaves too, to be honest. Just to notice in just like a speed type of sense, like I don't know if too many people are like running interaction. I mean, they think they're pretty much just comboing off really on each other. And if you can get your commander out fast enough, kind of good to go. Let's see if I can find it here. So there's the plow. So we'll definitely be adding like a putrid imp. I think we definitely still have Soul Ring in this deck. So the Greasefang is definitely a sweet deck. There's no doubt about it. Like, it's so powerful when you get this thing cooking. So just want to make sure that we have like a Soul Ring in here to begin with. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but it's possible that I didn't even have one in here because I was just so committed to the grease. I surely have probably a Soul Ring in here though. I feel like it's kind of mandatory if you like want to play in those kind of games, like at least the Soul Ring. I mean, at least. Oh my God. Yeah, if you don't even have that, and you have no chance. Okay, so there's that. So there's that stupid card. Very cool. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to add. So I suppose some sort of form of acceleration, like Orzhov really needs that desperately anyways, right? Maybe even removal. Maybe even like a Swords of Plowshares. Yeah, I should have some removal like that, and I'm running white. So let's see if I have a Swords in here. I really should have it. I don't think I do. So that's another good catch. Should definitely be putting the Swords in here. Definitely trim these 2 mana colorless spells up a little bit. That was a nice catch there. Let's see. So Putrid Imp is going to be definitely on my radar. I think that's definitely a nice combo piece and some nice removal. And I think we could just call it a day and just keep it there. I don't think we need to add anything too crazy at this time. I mean, if I just get 1 mana crypt, I can just kind of move it in and out if I need to, like, you know, step up the power level, I suppose. So that sounds like probably a pretty good plan. So, all right, so I'll just put these 2 like this so we know. That's just going to be a Swords and a Putrid Imp. Yep, Putrid Imp is good. Like, you can imagine like these are just, we have these like, oh my God, that hand isn't crazy. Super crazy. I wonder if there's like another planes here. Oh my God, that's such a good opener. It's like an incredible opener. So much gas like here. Go like turn, you can just put so many vehicles in the yard. Just have to draw land pretty much. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Putrid Imp in this opener either. You could just like get into, you know, Putrid Imp, you could start spewing cards into your graveyard. It seems really good. Undead Butler too. Just need to get to that on lands. Be sad to like not get there because we didn't hit land, you know? So it's so much goodies there. So maybe we are missing a little bit of, you know, we're definitely going to be getting removal here. Definitely lacking from removal. Land seems pretty decent, but removal and maybe a little acceleration. Yeah, don't think we have to add land. Probably just removal and acceleration, huh? So maybe not a Putrid Imp, but you can think this through. It's like, what's better? Like probably, God, the Mask of Memory seems pretty good. But you know, if I can't equip a creature, I don't have like a lot of creatures to equip this on, to be honest. So maybe that's the cut. I don't know. Probably. I mean, Smuggler's Copter is a vehicle, so it's got the vehicle value. So okay, so we're gonna get some removal. I do think the Imp will still be very cool. So Imp, removal, and maybe like another form of like acceleration here. So maybe that'll be some sort of fast mana or something, I suppose. Something to consider. I'll look into it. I will look into it. Black has some very powerful cards. There's no doubt about it. So I will research that. So very cool. All right, so that was the Greasefang deck. You know, it definitely needs. That deck isn't tuned for competitive play. That's for certain. Yeah. I like kind of upgraded the most during my session, probably the Brago deck, because I really thought this was like probably one of my stronger decks that I had, but it was Meria by like a long shot. It wasn't even close. This deck seemed very slow. I mean, in that kind of format, like at turn 2, like just having a Signet like on turn 2, like which I think is fine, you know, like just that form of acceleration would be good enough. But it turns out it's not. So, I mean, I do even have a Jeweled Lotus in this deck. So that's why I thought that maybe I could hang, you know, like a Jeweled Lotus and a Soul Ring, and that would be sufficient. But I never drew this Jeweled Lotus, so I never like really got to do my thing with Brago. Like a turn 1 Brago, you can start doing your thing and, you know, start, you know, being a force. So I do notice about this deck, and I do same thing with Meria. They're going to benefit a lot from an Ancient Tomb. So I'm very excited about putting one of those in. I have already done it for Brago. I picked one up at the LGS. I got a great deal. I think I did. It was damaged, so I got it for like $45. But it's one of the expeditions. There it is, so sick. So it just has this kind of nick here, you know. You probably can't even like really see it like on camera. It's, you know, probably, yeah. It's definitely like in the glare you can see it's kind of nicked there. Yeah, it's a little bit damaged, but yeah, it was like a $30 reduction in price, so that was very cool. Yeah, it's barely, you can barely even feel it. So I think I got a really good deal, and now I have an Ancient Tomb, so very excited about that. Maybe I'll like go find more damaged Ancient Tombs to put in my Meria deck, but I'm just happy to have it, really. Seems really good here, like in this deck, especially because I have like all these, you know, 2 mana plays. You know, I have like so many, you know, mana rocks and stuff, because Azorius really needs that. So I definitely have that that going for me. There's a Jeweled Lotus. So yeah, it's definitely looking up here. Did I add anything else to this deck other than the Ancient Tomb? I don't think so. So far, that's it. I do think I want to make this like my most competitive deck that I have. I think I'd be very content with like juicing this up the most, because it's like basically kind of like already on its way. I feel like that and Meria. I feel like Meria doesn't need too much though. I feel like they just basically need the same thing, like an Ancient Tomb and a Mana Crypt. So I think if I wanted to play these decks a little more competitively, I think that's what I would do with it, and I could just be done. And maybe I could like hang with those decks a little bit better. I know they play all the fast mana, like all of it, but you know, maybe we could just start here and be kind of happy with what we got. I did notice about this deck. I think I already have the cut. I don't want like a Swiftfoot Boots. I think I'll just have the Lightning Greaves. It just seemed kind of slow in that format to have both of them, like having both the Lightning Greaves and the Swiftfoot Boots in an opener was just kind of bad, right? You don't really want a mulligan. So I'm cool with just the Lightning Greaves. Just like we're not really equipping too many things, so having like this, having the Shroud doesn't really hurt us too much. And I'll just pop this into my other Meria deck that I'm building. So then I guess that could just be a Mana Crypt for Christmas. So, and then I can be done with my Brago deck for now. So that would be kind of fun. So There was Brago. And I played Aragorn. Aragorn did pretty good. It like was doing its thing. Once again, though, just not fast enough. Really not. Unfortunately. Oof, some of those decks are just so sick. So sick, guys. So for Aragorn, I did notice it was like just some of the creatures were like, I think I had like Sarok the Dragon Claw in, but it just seems so slow. Like, I like this card a lot. And, you know, it would do better. I think, you know, just if I had a Bard class, it would be better. But, yeah, it just seems kind of slow. A little clunk. A little bit clunky on the 5 spot, man. So, what I did do, though, is I added a Sakashima. I know you guys love my Aragorn and Greasefang decks. Teamer Charm, this kind of was slow. I'd honestly probably just consider like a lightning bolt. Like a lightning bolt into a galvanic iteration. That sounds fun. That sounds super sick for EDH. Just to like remove like people's commanders like immediately. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. Like that's happening right now. That just seems like a really... I think I do have the lightning bolt in here already though, but I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about that. It's hard to say. I guess this card is a pretty penny right now, huh? Fourth Eralingus? God dang. Would have pulled in, huh? I had pulled that from the box. Siak. Yeah, this deck is super fun. The Doors of Durin. I don't know. I don't know if this is... I mean, yes. The Doors of Durin, it is a card. I need to check myself. Do I play enough creatures in his for Doors of Durin? I don't know. I play Jetmir, Uro, Goldspan. I don't know. I really like the Doors of Durin, though. I don't know if this is the deck for it, though. It doesn't look like it is, to be honest, guys. But I have to let you guys know that this is one of my favorite cards, and it's just like the best in my Meria Stompy decks. Doors of Durin is fantastic, man. Looting, I think that's fine. There's Bar Class. Iron Charm, I think that's fine. It's a fine card. Yeah, it's removal too. It's an interesting card. Tap all target creatures target player controls. Definitely a win con. When Aragorn gets really strong, just tap everything down and get in there. Get in. What do we think about Ginny? Yeah, she enables all of Aragorn's modes. She's fantastic. There's a little tutor action. More tutors. Swords. Yeah, this has got some stuff. Nissa. Nice legendaries in here. So, what did we add? We did some trading. We got Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, another shapeshifter to go along with Mr. Aragorn himself. We have the, I think we play Glasspool Mimic, and I believe we play Spark Double. So if we can get like 3 or 4 Aragorns on the battlefield, we're going to be in very good shape. So there's Spark Double there. I think we do play Mimic, even though like maybe it's not looking the best here with all the legendaries. This guy seems pretty cool too. Monastery Mentor. I'm very excited to kind of explore him a little bit more. I wouldn't like be like too sad if the Glasspool Mimic is in here, because if it is not in here, because we play a lot of legendaries, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's in here either. Okay, it's not. So what else for Aragorn? I mean, it's just playing from yesterday. I mean, I think it's just for the 4-color combination. I don't know if like Ancient Tomb will be very, you know, I mean, we do play some Signets, but I don't know. We play so many multicolored spells. I don't know if it's like, you know, going to be good enough. I could see like playing like, Maybe some more like fast mana. Maybe this would be like more like a fast mana deck. I don't know. I don't know really. I'm still learning, you know? Still learning like what this deck does. But I did get a Lotus Petal because Lotus Petal just seems really nice. It just, we can just like kind of get it on the battlefield and we could use it to help cast Aragorn faster. So it just seems like a cool, definitely a cool card to run. So we have the bird here, Lotus Cobra. All these cards did very well. Like, I wasn't very sad about it at all. But I definitely think I'll definitely be finding a lightning bolt here. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. I still have to maybe look into a little bit more. Maybe look at some lists online. Kind of see how they accelerate with Aragorn. But yeah, we'll definitely be finding a lightning bolt for the Teamer Charm and then some sort of form of acceleration for the doors. Yeah, that seems like a fine choice. But I do love the Doors of Durin, there's no doubt. Still got love for that card. So that would be that. And what else do we play? I think we played one more deck while we were there. Yeah, we kind of like tried everything out, you know. I mean, I have a few more decks, but we're just kind of feeling the waters out here. So let's see what else we have here. Oh, that was a Brago deck. So that was it. So that was the 4. So fantastic. So yeah, that was it, guys. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you all later. Cheers.